Hi, my name is Dakota, a sophomore at Westfield Technical Academy.
My name is Alec, and I as well attend Westfield Technical Academy as we are both a part of the aviation program, only one of the 4 aviation programs nationwide.
Together, Alec and I made it our mission to identify and solve a problem the aviation industry faces every day.
We decided to pursue the issue of cellular devices on aircrafts. We needed to figure out why are cell phones not allowed on the majority of modern-day airliners, and what is electromagnetic interference and how does it affect aircraft.
After obtaining a solid understanding on the physics behind electromagnetic interference and how it pertains to cell phones, we could then carry on our project. The FCC tells us this prohibition was adopted in 1991 to guard against the threat of harmful interference from airborne use of cellular phones to terrestrial cellular networks, referring to the cell phone specifically in the 800 MHz frequency. Simply, what this is saying is that when you send a text message, your phone outputs a message through a transmitter. It does this using radio waves, which then travel to the satellite and to the receiver of the person that you're sending it to.
The problem we face is that avionics in the cockpit also operate using radio waves. The reason cell phone usage is restricted on the aircrafts is because using your cell phones poses a risk for electromagnetic interference between a phone and a pilot's avionics. What makes phones dangerous is that transponders operate right around 1060 MHz and GPS is around 1500 MHz. Cell phones range just around 700 to 2500 MHz, which is extremely close to the frequency of the other avionics, making the potential for interference much greater.
So what happens if this interference does occur? Say a pilot is attempting an IFR landing in poor weather conditions and they have an interference in their GPS. Or perhaps they miss a message from the tower due to the comm interference. Now the pilot who is flying using only their instruments may miss the runway by even a couple of degrees, causing severe injury or fatalities to the passengers. Another example may be the altimeter getting the wrong signal, putting 2 aircraft at the same altitude, causing a crash. We know that looking at this display may be an extreme, but it is a reality of electromagnetic interference.
You may ask, why has this never been a problem in the past? In response to that, you have to know that this is why airliners have you turn off your cellular devices. The fact of the matter is that not everyone is going to always do this, and we shouldn't wait until people's lives are taken to take action and eliminate the risk. This is why Dakota and myself wanted to come up with a solution to keep air travel safe.
We brainstormed solutions as we wanted to find the best possible fix to our problem. Our first solution was we can operate a device at the same frequency as cell phones and use such a large load it would make the cell phones inoperable, like a jammer. Our second solution is we could build an electromagnetic interference shield around the cabin, shielding the radio waves from interference with avionics.
We went with solution number 2. If we built a cage, it would be much more efficient and it wouldn't leave any gray areas for faults to occur.
We knew that the electromagnetic interference shield had to be made of a conductive metal, strong enough to shield the frequency. After trials with aluminum and copper, we learned that we needed a stronger material. After trials with steel and stainless steel, we found that we needed a lighter metal. Then we came across Monal. Monal 400 is a nickel-copper-based alloy made into a woven wire mesh. This was incredibly light, strong, and it worked. Alec and myself built an EMI shield to fit the cabin of a model airplane. Really, this would be the interior of a Boeing or commercial airline.
These were our steps to test the product to make sure it was successful. Step 1, make a call to the phone just to make sure the cell service is good. Step 2, place the phone inside of the shield, now make a call to the phone again. Step 3, chart all results, prove the rate at which it is successful by repeating steps 1 and 2. Our results were all successful. After testing numerous times, we proved our shield worked. When the phone was inside of the cage, it got no cell service. This means by prohibiting the cell service, there is no risk for interference since there is no radio waves being received or put out by the phone.
To redesign and further improve our idea, we wanted to make it possible so people could somehow still use their phones. What we could do is install a Wi-Fi system on the inside of the cockpit, which then would be hardwired to an antenna outside the shield. This way, passengers can use their cell phones through Wi-Fi and access everything they would before without posing any risk of electromagnetic interference. Numerous times we got asked this question, so we wanted to answer it again. How can people make phone calls safely in private and corporate jets and aircrafts? Corporate jets use sat phones for phone calls, making calling an option during all stages of flight. Sat phones don't pose the same risk as cell phones, but are too expensive to install in large numbers on commercial airliners. Also, very few aircrafts, such as military aircrafts, have been equipped with shielded wire. This is the type of wire that shields the avionics from foreign radio waves. This is uncommon, and it also does not completely eliminate the risk of electromagnetic interference.